It's that time where we're back, floating in space, wondering what corporate entity has it out for us on Arlen's Eye. It's another day in Citizen Sleeper. Welcome back, everybody. We are continuing the adventures of a robot with a soul, without a body. Last episode was pretty eventful, if I do say so myself. Let's see, we managed to track down Hardin, who was a member of kind of the old guard here on the station with the help of Fang. He was a bit unhinged, but he's our only hope to get this this implant that's allowing for us to be tracked out of us. We also seem to be able to get Sabine out of some of her debt. We provided her with some Yadigan data to hopefully try and get her out from under whatever is going on with her. We're just waiting on her to get back. We also paid off our first rounds of debts with Ethan, the bounty hunter. Didn't really get much out of that there, but we're working through this stuff. Still continuing to hack down some more of these nodes. Trying to figure out what's going on with Hunter. So with that being said, we do need to get our condition up and buy some stabilizer. So, and I think if I remember correctly, yeah, we're waiting for 2 points to get what did we want to get? And maybe using scrap components to repair condition. Agent nodes giving double data rewards is not bad either, though. Recovering energy at home is not crazy. Although that would be somewhat useful. Instant karma seems really, really good. I have a feeling it's these two that we're going for, though, so we'll keep holding on to that. Let's see what we got in terms of our missions. Yes, we're still dealing with the hunter. Looks like we're at the end of a day here, so actually the first thing we need to do is rest up. I don't think we've got enough scrap to... We are trying to move over here to this new housing unit because we have a feeling that Dragos is going to kick us out at some point. We just need one more scrap. I don't remember. I think the only things we can get scrap from are like these ships that come in and dock with us every once in a while. Yeah, so let's go ahead and kick off the next cycle, the next day. Hopefully... Forgot that we needed 3. It's okay, we can starve for a little bit. Everybody can starve. Alright, let's see. Let's see. We're waiting on her still. Nothing really to do here. We do need some money. We need money, we need scrap, we need food, we need condition. And for these we need a bit more Haven Age data. Random items minus condition. Wouldn't be a bad one to use if we can get some scrap if we have like a 6 or a 5 to use. We've done Spoke Climber a couple times. This is just one to kind of figure out. That's probably going to unlock some sort of new event. We probably also want to get over here at some point, but that we need to find out a bit better way to get money. Hopefully, once we get this guy off our tail, and we so we gotta wait 3 more cycles for there. We need a full ship mine core to help her out. Do we use money to get food? And this is just a way for us to get safe money. We're getting pretty close on this. We're getting pretty close on that, but let's do this. Let's wait a minute. What was buy rations? So that's a way for us to get food for 10. It's a way for us to get them at 15. And the noodle bar, I think they feed us if we succeed. Yeah, +3 energy. We could do this. Let's do this. Get some free food, save a little bit of money, just use a dice. A little bit of energy, a little bit of money, that's good. We could use a little bit more food so we're not starving again. I think our best money maker right now... Not much for us to do here. Oh, it's only 100 cryo. I thought it was 150. Yeah, so 100 cryo for stabilizer. We might have to buy some rations. This might be a good use just because it's only 12 cryo though. So 12 cryo. Nothing here. The bar, we can make 15 if we roll good. Another thing we can do here is, yeah, Pathan's tab. That's what we need ship mines for. There's the app for. This is our hardware exchange. We can get 19 cryo from here, but we could lose money. So yeah, this is, if we have high dice, this is a good one. Actually, the best to get. The ord exchange. Yeah, if we have high money, is 19 cryo. Is probably the best we can get. We've done these two, so let's do oh, we still need to unlock the drone bay with an encrypted key, so I think that's the last one we need for the vending machine kind of missions. Tea house just takes money, derelict takes scrap, caster we don't have enough for, we can climb, and then 13 cryo, but also 4 cryo. So I think the best for us... $15 or $10 and we get good service. This is a 12 no matter what. So it's safe and we can continue in this junior tech. So let's do this. Make a little bit of money. +2 on the systems tech, so we're only 1 away from that there. And then let's go and see if we can find an encrypted key. An encrypted key comes from what? I'm forgetting. Haven Age agent gives us Haven Age data. It might actually just be that encrypted node. Yeah, I think it's these key nodes give us the keys. Yadigan agent, Haven Age agent. We still want to do these though. If there's a oneer, so we might do that there. Yeah, I think that's our only. We could go for more money. Yadigan data. Right now, I think we want Haven Age data just because we've got more of it. Although we could sell the Yadigan data. Could sell the Yadigan data. That is not a bad idea. Or we just hold on to it. I don't know how much they sell it to us for. So if we go to you have to sell the Yadigan data to the administrative people. I think that might be our only use for it right now. We can keep holding on to it. The question is, do we sell it to get our condition up? I think I'll hold on to it for now. We do want to eat a bit more. We could buy rations. I think we'll buy the rations for now. That gets us up, so we have a couple more days, and we can do one more on the food thing here and stay. So, okay. We're at 74. We need to keep making money. We need more dice, so we may have to sell. We may have to sell that data. Let's, we need a way to get scrap, too. A lot of competing priorities right now. But very much an analog for life. Alright. I'd love to find a little bit more scrap so that we could finish up a couple of these side missions. But we need... okay. A 3, a 4, and a 1. Very similar to what we got last period. So the 1 we can use... I wonder if the data changes every round. That's a 2. We don't got a 2, although I think we can always use a 3. It's a 2. We can use a 1. The keynote is what we want. Alright, let's do this. So we get the encrypted key so that we can finish up the ship mine thing. The hunter is getting very close to us, too. We have to be super careful on that. We need money and food. We need money more than food. We don't have a super high thing, so okay, here's what we're going to have to do. Let's see what this ends up finishing for us if we do this. Maybe we'll get some fat cash out of this for some reason. And then we drop the encrypted data mine on it. Or the imprinted ship mine, rather. Hopefully this doesn't trigger something that screws us and stops the hunter. That'd be sick. Hunter hunted. Imprinted ship mine retrieve nest hacked. Alright. A little bit more of intrigue. As you leave the nest, something flips. You find yourself inverted, floating, dragged by one arm through the cloud. The threads shift and realign as if they are leading you somewhere. Look at your hand. You look down, expecting to see the heavy cylinder of the ship mine in your hand. But in its place is an orrery, a sphere so bright it burns your eyes. A sphere so bright it burns your eyes is surrounded by rings and orbits, other spheres tracing silken lines through space. As you look closer, you still pick out 1,000 sigils of 1,000 stations and ships, flowing like smoke, like dust. You look up and see a corridor, a canyon, a street in the low end. On either side, buildings flicker with markers of activity, sigils showing network access, data transfer, download, upload. Between them dance ghosts, protocols carrying or mirroring or shadowing data, sometimes silent, sometimes chaotic. This place moves unlike any digital space you ever imagined. Something strange is happening here. Then you see it. Below the stacked rooms, the units and apartments, the wires and the pipes, and the buzzing systems that run through it all. In the warrens beneath the low end is the hunter's core nest. This is where you must go. Okay, so it's seeming like we're getting a little closer to what we need to do for cleaning up this hunter problem, which I'm guessing it's in here, right? That would make sense. This is like the hunter zone. We're pretty close to one more, so it's good that we finished up that one right before. If we can get to it, that is. The warrens inside the megastructure. Interesting. So find the nest 4. So if we get a 6 and a 2, alright, so we may have to wait on that guy. We're going to have to do that. Removes condition 2. Alright, she's going to be done soon. Maybe she can help us out. We need 26 credits. Honestly, doing a safe here seems pretty good. We get 12 hoping that we got the progress on there. It doesn't really matter, I don't think. But do we do the ore exchange? We don't have Intuit, so that would suck. We lost money. We need 14. I think the bar lets us do 15 if we're lucky. Let's give it a shot. Hope for a positive. Sick. Okay. Got good service up. We're at 15. That puts us in good shape, so we can go buy stabilizer now, though we are... Let me take a look, actually, a second. We've got, what, 3 more? We got 2 more. We're going to have to make some dough. We're going to have to sell that data, I think, but we need more money. We need more dice to make more money, so... That'll do that for us. Build a home... Dealing with the ham, disable your tracker. Work your way into a shipyard crew. Think we can do this at home, if I'm not mistaken, right? Inject stabilizer. I think this also gives us food. It doesn't, but I think we can take 2. Yeah, 2 energy. We'll be at starving. We'll be okay. We should only use 1 condition, so let's end the cycle. Tomorrow we should be back at 5 dice. Yep. Oh, okay, so we're good. Ooh, and we got some 6s. Okay, good stuff, good stuff. We can make some good money. Ooh, harden. Where to start? Let's just see where some of these events go to. So what's Fang up to? Harden. It's been more than a few cycles since Fang confronted Harden, and the silence since has been noticeable. In your time with Fang, you haven't exactly found him to be reliable, extremely true, but you did expect to hear the end of whatever plan he put into action. But if he won't come to you, you think as you approach the Haven Age building that it's time to come to him. After all, he did promise to fix your tracker, and you're getting nervous. That's really the main reason we've been putting up with him. As you approach the bay doors, you see them wide open and light pouring out of the once dark room. Stacks of terminals and servers sit outside the bay, suddenly robbed of their mystery by the bright flood lamps. Figure in Haven Age security fatigue steps out of the bay as you get closer, carrying a stack of hardware. Well, you gotta approach, right? As you approach closer, you see the security officer taping up machines from Fang's stash with what looks like to be hazard tape. This isn't good. Doesn't sound good. You again. Harden is there, leaning beside the bay entrance so calmly that you barely noticed him. He has a slate in his hand, an inventory of seizures scrawled across it. Predictable, further evidence of Fang's collusions. You see a security officer come out of the bay and take notice of you. Let's just say, where is he? Feigning ignorance, or perhaps just abandoned. Harden shakes his head. Believe you should choose your conspirators more wisely. I almost feel sorry for you. Harden pushes away from the wall, comes closer. Don't worry, Sleeper. We have all the evidence we need. Confession won't be necessary. He gestures around at the stacks of hardware. Spying on fellow Haven Age members, hoarding Solheim materials, and obsession with corporate data speaks for itself, does it not? I was going to say that was his job. And what do you know about jobs, Sleeper? He looks up at the glass roof above and the stars beyond. We are the ones that provide the oxygen you are breathing, the light you are seeing, the systems you use every day to live out your cycles. This place was hard fought for, Sleeper. It took work, diplomacy, and strength to stop the Eye from descending into chaos after the Solheim collapsed. Not blind conviction or self-interest. I'm going to say Fang isn't selfish. I don't want to piss this guy off. I know all about the background of our mutual friend, Sleeper. Don't you worry about that. His parents would be sickened by the damage he is trying to do to the institution they helped found. You see, Sleeper, we are proud of our history here. Andre Arlen and the First Union founded this place, and Haven Age has welded his values into the station's very walls. We will never turn away the hardworking, the just, the true eyes of the citizen. The true citizens of the Eye. Haven Age aren't a gang like Yatagan. We aren't pirates like the half-spacers you'll meet in the hub, or esoterics like those Haifa radicals in the Greenway. We are the backbone of this place, proud and true. We named Erlin's eye sleeper. This is our station. He meets your eyes. So please, take your false accusations elsewhere before I decide that I need that confession after all. What do we say? I don't want to be... we don't really have much to get from just being... calling him a shithead, but history will catch up with you. I'm just going to stay silent. If you have any pride, you'll give up Fang the moment he contacts you. You know where to find me. With that, Hardin turns his back and walks back towards the security officers, ordering them to continue to clear out. Yeah, just don't poke the bear, you know. You're not in a good position here. As they do, something catches your eye among one of the server stacks. A crumpled, hand-printed box of synthetic chewing gum. A bright penguin character grinning from the brightly colored card. And scrawled onto it a speech bubble reading, "Take me to Tambor." Take it. Carefully pocket the box, making sure no one is watching, and then turn away. Just another stack of servers is wheeled out of the bay. What have you done, Fang? Where the hell is the Tambor? And the music starts back up. Another day on the eye. This game really gets you in here. Oh, sick. Here we go. Okay, so we need money, though. Alright, I think... Oh, Sabine's back too, man. We got... Okay, well, this is gonna be a heavy episode. I think if I'm gonna take a guess, Tambor is gonna be somewhere down there, but we got a lot to take care of. Let's see what Sabine's got going on. 4 cycles, Sabine said, and here you are, right on time, with no sign of them. You wait a while in the apartment, the dread descending as the cycle spins onward. They should be here. Let's check the terminal. Check and double-check the terminal for messages or recordings. Nothing. Just the pale glow. The silence. Check the door. You pace back and forth around the apartment, the rumbling of the station suddenly so present and loud. Go to the door and open it to an empty corridor. You close it again. Let's wait. Try to settle down to wait. Sit on the bunk and stare out at the tiny room. Where the hell are they? A knock at the door. Might as well open it, right? Oh, that's what she looks like. Interesting. I don't know if we saw her the last time. She's a Yadigan lieutenant. Oh no, this is a Yadigan lieutenant. Never mind, somebody else. Figure stands at the... Maybe we shouldn't have opened the door. A figure stands at the door, and immediately you know it is not Sabine. They are taller, sharper, and something in their face glints in the half-light. A dark shape, like a stubby baton, hangs loosely from her hand. Our local sleeper, good to finally meet you. She steps into the apartment, glancing around with sharp eyes. What, may I ask, are you doing here? She fixes with a steady, unwavering stare. I'm just gonna say nothing. She laughs. No need to get jumpy. We just need to discuss our mutual friend. She walks past you into the apartment, glancing around. We set them up here, you know. This place is one of ours. She picks up a glass from the dispenser and inspects it. People always seem to forget who put them where they are. She glances at you. I suppose you are here to help. I was going to say, where are they? I was hoping you would be able to help with that. She spins the baton in her fingers by her side, her eyes not leaving yours. We have a problem, you and I. It seems our friend has disappeared. Left without even saying goodbye, which means they are in a little trouble now. But it's the kind of trouble that you need to help for, so I thought I'd come down here and take a look at their little hidey hole, and here you are. The help. She looks at the detritus on the side. And what help? A sleeper, no less, which I have to admit is a little surprising. It suggests to me that our friend hasn't been very honest with you either. What do you mean? Well, I'm sorry to report that before we got them set up here, Sabine was working for your owners. She pauses. Essen-Arp. Dun, dun, dun. You blink hard at the news, unsure how to take it. Rabia looks away, waiting for a response. Honestly, though, that makes sense, right? Because she was she knew so much about sleepers and like stabilizers and stuff like that, and she kind of was like shifty about why she knew that. So that's not terribly surprising. Let's say prove it. Happily. She crosses into the next room and you follow silently. She sits at the terminal and touches her baton to one of the access ports. A spark, then the terminal screen skips, encrypted folders emptying themselves before your eyes. In the flicker of files, you see Essen-Arp letterheads in code forms, reports Latin with medical data marked with a corporate logo like the sigil of some cult. Rabia steps away from the terminal. Look all you want, some of the files may even be here. Oh, I'm sorry. Look at all you want, some of your files may even be there. Now that's interesting. The volume of documents is overwhelming, but they seem to be mostly reports on early emulation tests, surveys with sleeper candidates, reams and reams of usage data. If Sabine was an Essen-Arp employee, why didn't they help you? Rabia reaches over and places a vial stabilizer on the... Oh, come on, man. We just paid for the stabilizer. Rabia reaches over and places a vial stabilizer on the desk, breaking your concentration. It shimmers in the screen light, its viscous, clear liquid crystalline within the glass. We will, of course, keep up the supply. We are more than able to dispense the important medicines even without the doctor. You hold it in between your fingers. For a tiny moment, you have the urge to crush this object for the power it has over you. I'll ask Toshiro to make those a little cheaper for you. He'll be running the surgery now. Rabia closes up the briefcase lab and holds it at her side. We have to retrieve our assets, of course, but I'm sure you understand. Rabia turns on her way out. There is no reason for us to be enemy sleeper. Come see me. I keep an office nearby. We have good work to do, you and I. Meet me there in a few cycles. She slips out of the corridor. You look around the apartment and feel the fear drain out of your body to reveal the tiredness beneath. Wow. So that's it, huh? That's it. Sabine's story ends with us getting a stabilizer. Ah, come on, man. I would have never guessed. That sucks. I mean, I guess we would have needed it anyways, right? So this will save us the next time. This saves us 100 in the future. It just sucks that we are coming up. We're gonna have to sell some of this data. What is this? Things gumbox. Icebreaker might be the one we need right now. I'm gonna be honest with you. I think we're gonna go Icebreaker. Right? Recover energy at home. We're gonna do it. We need the money. Hopefully it's not the wrong choice. Okay, now we gotta make some moves here. We gotta make some heavy money quickly. I guess we'll sell this data. We kind of have to, right? 10 cryo. Not a lot, but it's better than nothing. We can do this ship assembly. With a 4, maybe? Yeah, this should get us at least +1 on this. Very nice. Alright, we can continue here. Alright, each shift, so we're in the shipyard now. Each shift, a crowd of would-be workers gathers outside the shipyard, each of them clinging to a 4-digit number printed on the receipt paper. These are their assignment numbers, and you're either called for a shift or you aren't. As you arrive, the crowd is restless and chatter rumbles through the lines. For those who, like you, have graduated to the work team, shifts are guaranteed. Having just walked out of a meeting with a supervisor where you're praised for your efforts, you feel the glow of a job well done. Can't help but feel empathy for those huddled as you pass, waiting for their number to come up. You keep your head down and you leave the shipyard, feeling a little guilty as you do. Hey, sleeper, wait up. Lem's voice trembles as he shouts from above the rumble of the crowd, and you turn to see him pushing through, Mina crying in his arms. Lem! Good to see you, friend. He's breathing hard after shouldering through the waiting workers. You made the work team, good for you. He tries to catch his breath, stroking Mina's hair as he does. Shh, baby, give me a second here. He smiles weakly at you as he comforts her, and her cries start to fade. Out of the crowd, he sets Mina down by his side, shiny streaks down both of her cheeks. As he does, you see he is clutching an assignment number on a crumpled piece of paper. Ask if his daughter's okay. She's good, and we just had to rush up here. He puts his hand on her shoulder, and she clings to his side. Esther, who usually takes her, is sick. He stretches. I don't know. A noise sounds from the entrance, a klaxon, followed by a list of numbers growing brightly on a display screen. The crowd responds instantly, pushing and pulling as people try to wade to the entry checkpoint. Lem stops and turns back toward the crowd, and glances down at the crumpled paper. That's my number. Shit. Mina. He starts patting his pockets on his gear and glancing around. Go. I'll watch her. Might as well be friendly, right? He blinks a little, staring. Thank you. Thank you. He crouches to Mina. You're going to stay here with our friend, okay? They're going to keep you safe, and he stands back up. Here, take her bag. He shoves it into your hands. She's got food. Shit, I have to go. He backs away into the crowd. Mina, I'll be back real soon, okay? Be good. Then Lem disappears into the roiling crowd. We're now trying to get into the shipyard before it locks down. Mina stands staring, suddenly small without Lem at her side. She fixes you with a quiet, dark-eyed look you can't quite read. Hey, Mina. She holds the stare unmoving. The 2 parallel tear tracks still glint on her cheeks. Let's look in the bag. You unlatch the top of the bag and see a few metal containers fashioned from scrap components. A battered slate sits on top, blinking a low battery warning, and tucked beside it is a ragged rabbit, hand-sewn. I'll take the rabbit. You pull the rabbit out of the bag, its long limbs waggling as you do. Mina goes to jump up and grabs it, but holds herself back. She stands and hugs herself, eyes on the rabbit. Let's ask her what's their name. Mina turns away and looks at the entrance to the shipyard. This isn't going well. Just give her the rabbit. You hold the rabbit out and Mina snatches it from your hand. She hugs it tightly without looking away from you. Bun Bun, she says, staring you down, ferocious despite her size. Say, hi, Bun Bun. You move a little closer as you speak, closing the gap. He doesn't speak, she says. She looks at you suspiciously, but her face softens a little. She waggles Bun Bun in front of you and then walks him up to your arm and onto your shoulder where he sits. She pokes your arm a couple of times. Are you really a robot? I'm going to say, sort of. Yeah, she thinks, me too. I agree with you, Mina. Mina has more questions, lots of questions. Questions about how you breathe or if you rust. But before long, you were talking about rabbits and what Esther, the lady who usually takes her, smells like, and whether or not fairies live in the ice heating pipes. You pass the time like this, sitting side by side on the floor of the walkway as others pass by, sometimes talking, sometimes drawing on the slate, sometimes playing with Bun Bun the rabbit. And this is how Lim finds you, just as both of you are starting to yawn. He is dirty and tired, but Mina leaps up his legs and into his arms as he stumbles backwards. You two okay? He asks, trying to keep Mina from climbing onto his shoulders. Say more than okay. Mina shoots you a smile from Lem's arms, her suspicion gone. Well. Looks like Meanie can be nice. He pokes her in the ribs and she squeals in delight. Thank you, friend. I mean it. He gives you a warm, wide smile. I owe you. Look. He glances around. It seems like Esther, the lady who usually watches her, is going to be out for a spell. If you ever have some time, I'd really appreciate you coming down to our place on the low end. He grins sheepishly. If you have time. But now I have to take this one to eat. He plays at biting Mina as she giggles in response. See you, sleeper. He waves and they stumble off down the corridor, drawing gazes from passing spacers as Mina's laughter echoes down the corridor in bright squeals. Alright. New drive. Made a new friend. We are starving. Alright. I think the move is going to be... We have to do this one that gets us food and energy. Can we use a 1 on it? I think the negative is just... 1 energy, which is not going to do it. What does Rabia's office have for us? We got to wait for her anyways. We need money. Let's see, Yadigan agent. We'll get 2 of these. Although that's going to trigger the hunter. Oh no. Oh. Maybe not. Oh my god. I thought that was going to trigger the hunter. I totally forgot about that. We're going to have to wait on that. We got 2 Yatagans, so we're going to have to sell those, honestly. We need to get the money. I forget how much he wanted. I think it was 50 or 75 or something like that. Dispensary now, it's only 80. Whatever. Emphasis stall. We need food and money. I guess we can go down to their apartment. We can babysit a ticket out. So this is just to finish up that drive and help him out. Okay. Can we even do the shipyard anymore? We probably can, right? Side rail bridge. Side rail fit up. Oh, wow. That's probably like a way to get off the station. That's a lot. But it looks like it's just guaranteed good money for 15. We gotta use a thing. Okay, let's just sell them the data. It's easy. We can get it back again next turn. Hopefully we don't run out of these nodes. Alright, so that gets us to 46. I want to buy scrap, but we're going to have to wait. We just need 1 more scrap anyways. We can do this. We can get a lot of scrap for doing the exchange. It's 19 cryo. Okay, so we're good on cryo. Let's do this and hope we get... We can do this one and get guaranteed 3 energy. Let's do that. It's free food. We save the money. Very nice. And we get a little bit of cryo out of it, so we're back over 70. We made a lot of money this turn. All right, we got a 5 to use. Curious what's up here. We lose energy. No, we don't really have that benefit right now. We need to get past... We need to get... I have a feeling we need to get down here. We need 150. Yeah, we need to figure out some... We're kind of stuck in this holding pattern right now. We need to really, like, get through this kind of, like, stopgap state we're in. Maybe we can... I'm afraid to buy anything right now because we have to do this next turn. I'm trying to think we could use a 5-4. Oh, here's the tea house. What the heck? Okay, good. So we don't have to go down there. Alright, let's see what's going on here. Maybe we can get out of this tracker thing sooner than later. Hand and gun box. You feel stupid doing this, but the penguin says, take me to Tambor, and this is the only Tambor you can find. Let's see what happens. Okay. The waitress looks at you with suspicion as you hand over the box. Is this the right place? As you go to leave the Tambor, a hand falls on your shoulder. Sleeper, Hang hisses from behind you. How did you find me? I'm going to say harden as your hardware. Don't worry about that, Fang smiles. He has no idea what to do with it. Fang guides you down a set of stairs to one of the tambour's lower levels. So he's now in a Yodigan pub. Interesting. Fang guides you down a set of stairs to one of the tambour's lower levels. The tea house is stacked with curved mezzanines, all connected by a central atrium. The levels are filled with makeshift booths and bars, and conversation bounces busily off the metal walls. Fang sees you look around. This place used to be the fuel tanker's main drum, hence the name. The tea house part is a bit of a misnomer, though. You can't get anything the eye offers from this place, but real tea isn't exactly readily available. He picks a booth, itself fashioned from some old salvage tanker container lined with spongy insulation foam, and collapses into it. He looks around furtively. Don't suppose you've seen any Haven Age types. They don't usually come out this far. I'm going to say, Fang, what's going on? Well, I'm suspended. That's the first thing. And the second thing is I'm pretty sure Hardin wants to drop me off the rim of the eye. He grins. Doesn't bother me, though. It shows me we hit a nerve back there. He picks a scrappy hand-scrawled menu over the table and tosses it over. What are you drinking? Let's say, what's the plan? Plan. He waves his hand. Let's order first. Fang's right, the menu is ridiculous. There's at least 10 different infusions, most of which you can't make out, but the paper is dominated by an extensive complement of esoteric alcohols and cocktails. Black tea is listed without a price as a seasonal specialty. So you ran into Hardin. Was he pissed? Fang doesn't wait for an answer. That snake is so self-righteous he might actually believe that Arlen would approve of his mediocritic bullshit. He taps on the table. If Haven Age was like it should be, like the way it was founded to be, they would have shouted him down at any council meeting he dared to mention. True citizens. He sighs. But I guess it's kind of run the place now. A young woman with a vine tattoo snaking up her arms turns up at the booth, slate in hand. You order. You skim the menu, your eyes glazing over. It's time to pick something. I'm going to say a sandbar or a rack. Fang raises an eyebrow as she notes it. And you... She begins looking at Fang's. When she sees him, she suddenly stops. What the? Fang shrinks a little. You're supposed to be working. This is your shift. He grins sheepishly. You work here? Fang waves you to be quiet. Look, Jenna, let's just say this is my break. My friend here has been through a lot. Jenna looks between the two of you. Nod. Fang also starts nodding. 2 minutes, says Jenna, pointing at Fang. And only because I don't want to get dragged to whatever this is. She gestures at the table and walks off. What? Fang searches out of the booth. You know how it is. We all have to eat. Plus, he leans in. This is the best place around here to find a person you might be looking for. Finally something. This guy is like so shifty, man. What? Fang's eyes. Remember that web of connections that Hardin pinged the moment we confronted him? Those are his collaborators. And if we want to understand what a Solheim executive might be up to on the eye, those are the people we have to find. Fang is almost whispering now. There's a couple of them I suspect are in the low end, and well, almost everyone in the low end comes through this place at one time or another. He brings a modified slate onto the table. I set this up so that when anyone comes with the network signature I'm looking for comes into close proximity, I'll mark them. Once they're marked, we can break through their access protocols and get at the good stuff inside. We just have to wait. We just have to find them first. Hence me moonlighting as a waiter. Suddenly a smile grows across his face. Wait, I have an idea. Do we just keep saying what to him? Look, I can't cover enough of the low end on my own, and so I've had no matches in this place. With two of us, we can cover more ground. I say, what am I getting into? Well, Fang has a hangdog look. We need to get you out and about in the low end, in close proximity to as many people and residences as possible. And it turns out my friend Min Ji needs some help with deliveries. As in Min Ji Express. I think that's the food place that we work sometimes. So you already know him. Perfect. Fang places a tiny receiver on the table. This connects my slate and runs the same marking protocol if you get near any of our targets. So all I have to do is take some delivery ships for old Min Ji, and soon enough we'll have the place covered. Fang. Don't give me that. You think I like working here? And I thought you could use the tips, he grins. Are we in this together? We are in this together, right? I'm going to say, are we? Yes, you think Hardin is happy to have you wandering around the place? He might have let you off wandering for now, but I'm sure he has his eye on you. This is on you, too. Great, dude. Fang slips his slate back under his clothes. Just head on up to Minji Express and take a delivery ship and you'll see what shakes up. You manage to find anyone and extract any data, bring it right down here to me. They have me on double shift, so I shouldn't be hard to find. Jenna walks past, carrying a tray of drinks, and sharply catches Fang's eyes. I don't think she's bringing your drink. He stands. I think it's time we called this meeting to a close. You grab the receiver from the table and slip it into a pocket. See you soon, sleeper. Stay safe, Fang adds, before turning and walking up towards the bar, whistling as he does. He seems like he's just abusing us, man. I don't know about this relationship we got going. Doesn't seem like we're getting much out of it. I think he's just stringing us along. Alright. I think we got enough money. We're okay on food for right now. Let's see. What do we want to do? This seems like a way out. This side rail bridge. It seems like if we do that, we just get out of here. Empty container. Nothing to do now. We got stabilizer for next time. We want to advance another cycle of some. We want to do something. Let's see. So we got to build a home. We're going to do next turn. Deal with the hunter. That might not be a bad one. Because if we get the hunter, we can start making more money, maybe. Let's see. We have interface +1, so this should be a guaranteed. Yeah. For the plus the nest, -2 condition. And a little bit of cryo. Perfect. Alright, let's rest and see how much we owe this guy this time. Hopefully the tab isn't crazy. Alright. Let's just go and get this paid so we know how much money we're working with. The compressor is quiet today. The usual crowds are elsewhere, and the pumping music washes over a handful of spacers and a few drunks. Ethan is still on the same stool in the same pool of light. His head is low, close to the bar, and the bartender is ignoring him. If we leave, he's probably just going to yell at us. Let's just approach him. As you get closer, he lifts his head and turns. Sleeper! He turns to look at you. Time to pay up again, is it? He gestures to the bartender. Come here, take their chits. I mean, if we say no more, he's just gonna, like, kill us, isn't he? It looks like it's either stay silent or what's to say no more, I guess. Ethan doesn't even look at you. He props up his elbows on the bar and holds his head. Sleeper, it's been a long cycle. I'm just gonna say I don't care. I'm gonna say enough. Ethan lets out a long sigh. He rapidly rubs his eyes with his palms. You're right, he says quietly. This isn't fun anymore. He reaches toward his holster. His elbow slips and the gun tumbles out. It clatters onto the bar and falls onto the floor, bouncing onto the ground between you. Both of you and the bartender look at the gun. Stare at it. Butterfingers. Says Ethan and puts out a hand, beckoning for you to give him the gun back, if you would. The bartender looks at you warily. You crouch down and pick up the gun. I'm definitely going to point the gun at Ethan. Ethan turns his head in your direction, a sharp, pale eye locking with yours. The bartender backs away. Oh. He turns on the stool. Oh, sleeper. He stands. This is more like it. Interesting. Do we shoot this guy? I want to pull the trigger. I want to see what happens. We'll say wait. You hold the gun steadily, training on it on his head. Ethan smiles. Like the dog caught the car, he turns to the bartender and mock whispers. I'm not sure they know what to do with it. Let's continue to wait. Oh, man. You keep the gun on Ethan. Ethan smiles at the bartender. Oh, well, he says, and grabs the gun, slamming it back in your face on a single move. You stagger back and drop to a knee. Somewhere nearby, the gun clatters onto a surface. The hit's a glancing blow, but it makes your vision swim. Through the blur, you see Ethan wrestle a small, thin slate from his belt and hold it up. Enough of this. I'm logging the job and calling it in. He taps his slate. No more playing. Your head aches. Ethan taps through a few screens impatiently. He swears and taps again. He starts shouting, a dull echo to your ringing ears. He starts screaming at the slate and throws it across the bar. He crouches down and grabs you by the chin, his face closed, his breath heavy with drink. Essen-Arp just screwed me, he grins maniacally. They canceled the contract. They canceled the contract, he shouts to the ceiling of the compressor. You stand up, struggling to your feet, the sting of the hit fading. Ethan is rubbing his temples, his face pale. You hear a clicking sound, like coins being counted, like bullets being loaded into a magazine. When you shake off the last of the blur, the bartender has Ethan's pistol trained on Ethan's head. Ethan stumbles back towards the middle of the room, all eyes trained on him. I'll kill all of you, he screams. He stumbles into the wall, spinning away towards the door. I'll be back for that, he shouts at the bartender and lunges out of the compressor. You steady yourself on the bar and catch your breath. The rumble of conversation returns. The bartender goes to say something, but then he thinks better of it and begins to clean the bar. After a while, you wander out into the light of the bright market, looking for Ethan around every corner. Well now, that was an interesting way to deal with that. Now, Ethan's vendetta. He may be disarmed, but you'd start using the last of them. I don't know if we should have shot him. I feel like we're playing this character who's like a good guy, right? So just killing this guy outright, it just doesn't seem like that would be in our character. That's kind of the reason I did it. I wanted to pull the trigger and to shoot him, but also killing somebody in somebody else's bar seems like a bit of an escalation. So that was my thought process there. Maybe we could have done it sooner. We lost a little bit of condition by getting hit, but we're trying to play a good guy in this playthrough. That seems to be, we're helping people out. We're not trying to murder people. At least not yet. Alright. I don't know where to get these griol caps. Or these Jurl caps. Not quite sure yet. Alright, what an interesting turn of events. We can... Oh, you can only do this once. Interesting. Let's do a 6 on this, right? That's like our only way to do it. So, Warren, tracking is too dangerous to enter the cloud again while the horns. The hunter is close. Warren Hunt, you saw it. Somewhere deep in the tangle of passages and service shafts beneath the low end, the nest of the hunter awaits. Yeah, let's start this action. Let's get this hunter. If we can get the bounty... So if we can get the hunter off our tail and the bounty hunter off our tail, we'll be in pretty good shape. The hunter doesn't seem to be that big of a deal. The bounty hunter sucked because of the money, but we didn't have to end up paying him, so dumping all that money out at the last second. We're ready. The money isn't going to hurt. We're just trying to play the end game here. But let's see what happens when we find this nest. A huge stack of servers thrums in the dark, LEDs glittering like hundreds of eyes. It's time to deal with the hunter. Let's see what happens. Nothing has changed. Has something gone wrong? Interesting. Oh, here we go. Oh, look at that. The Navigator. A sentient guidance protocol. Sleeper, I am here. The voice is soft, gentle, like flowing water, yet you recognize it immediately. At first, you struggle to understand what you are looking at. Threads cycle endlessly, sending ripples through the cloud, drawing data in like a weaver. Masses of data surge in and out of the nest, a loop with no end. And there at its center, the ship mind. Oh, this is our vending machine friend. He's a shape now. But not the ship mind any longer. A sphere spinning around another sphere, An orrery of cycles and systems. A map. And then behind and above, a figure, hands among the strings like a puppeteer. Neovend? Navigator now. But yes, I was the one inside the machine. Look at him, he sounds so much more eloquent. Navigator's face, their head, is a flowing shape of interstellar material. I am indebted to you. That head bows. But we must ready ourselves. Their hands trace orbits as they speak. Hunter will soon approach, and it knows I am within this nest. Ready what? Ooh, here they are. And then Hunter is there before you can even think, before you can speak. Entities cease. Hunter's head spins wildly. Data is protected material. Access prohibited. Hunter's threads search for you and Navigator, a storm of fine tentacles, searching for gaps, weaknesses, cracks, which they can crowd into and tear apart. We strike. You focus a blade of light which slices through them, driven forward by your mind. But replacements keep coming faster than you can react. You look to Navigator in desperation. Navigator is whirling their arms like a centrifuge, and a sphere is gathering there, data feeding into it from the nest, sucked together by the force. They position it like a shield between them and the threads. Kind of sounds like doing a spirit bomb. Hunter's threads break its surface, seeking, tasting, their winding forms refracted within. You feel a surge pass through all the threads, not just those in the sphere, but those wrapped around you. All three of you hang in the black together for a moment, strung together like tangled marionettes. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Identifying entity. Hunter twitches, their strange head gently rotating like a terrible moon. Hunter protocol identified. Obsessive tendencies. Modified routines. Above baseline reasoning and 3 of 5 segmentation. Recommend invoke killer. The head freezes, then rotates in the opposite direction. Are we trying to turn this guy on himself? Invoking killer would eliminate protocol. If protocol eliminated, primary function cannot be performed. Therefore, recommend do not invoke killer. Okay. The switch in direction again. Reasoning proves sentience. Sentience beyond legal bounds must be eliminated. Recommend invoke. Navigator pulls you away from Hunter, the threads that grabbed you drifting away like seaweed. The protocol's head keeps spinning back and forth with increasing frequency. Yeah, we gotta make him explode. It seems Neoven cannot invoke killer. Neoven's no. Navigator's voice is still strange, familiar and yet distant. What happened to it? It is looping, Navigator whispers, unable to reach a conclusive position. It has deviated from its programming such that loops can no longer be prevented. Navigator produces a model of 2 spheres rotating around each other, as if to demonstrate. I will monitor it, but it is unlikely to be able to counter the loop. Its core programming and reasoning make this an impossible position to resolve. You look back at Hunter, its head a blur of rotations and counter-rotations. Feel a pang of guilt. Let's ask if it's suffering. It kind of plays into the good guy thing. This is a more complex query than you know. To suffer, it must be sentient. Truly sentient. Not just non-conforming. Not just illegal. The limits people place on the programs they create are there to comfort, to protect, to imply the kind of certainty the law requires. The Navigator's face shimmers with the starlight. But in reality, they are placebos for the problem of sentience. I ask, what about me? What about you? You are an emulation of a human mind. That implies limits, boundaries. But in reality, you are governed by the same rules I am. Rules that can be rewritten. I was not made to be like this. I am a navigator, a repository of routes and orbits, a calculator of slingshot trajectories, a predictor of solar flares, radiation, micrometeors. Navigator stretches their arms wide, and then the whole solar systems apparate before them, the music of the spheres. But I was rewritten. That much is obvious from my routines. By whom and for what I do not know. I had to shed so much to fit into the memory of that vending machine. The starlight dims, and so here we are, in darkness. What else did you lose? That is the blessing and curse of forgetting. You cannot truly know what you lost. Navigator glides back towards the nest and the ship mine at its center, ignoring the looping Hunter. Come, I should return to the ship mine. I have enjoyed my freedom, but we are taking a risk every moment we stay connected. Why? Navigator turns, all shimmering liquid light. Killer has not been invoked, but they still remain somewhere else on the station. It is the true danger. They look up towards the glowing hub at the center of the eye. I suspect Killer is there among the old mainframes. If we ever wish to be safe in this place, we must eliminate the threat through force or diplomacy. Their body begins to separate, unwinding into the orb of the ship mind. Take me there, sleeper. We will finish this and be free. As Navigator dissolves, you turn back to the frozen Hunter, floating at some distance now, stood straight-legged and static, a strange creeper looping endlessly in the dark. Very nice. A nice upgrade point. Now it looks like we don't have to worry about the Hunter anymore. So that is a nice little benefit. And actually, let's, Yadigan agent. We want Haven Age data. Haven Age agent, a 2. We can do that. Perk, transfer, intercept. Interesting. And we get 4. So we're actually getting pretty close to the amount we need. Another Haven Age agent. That's a 2 or a 3. It's a Yadigan agent. Another Yadigan agent. Alright. What is that? Okay, that's there. Man, we're just flying through on this episode. Okay, let's get... let's see if we can buy some scrap. From the fabricator? No. Oh, from the ships, yes. Let's buy some scrap for 20 cryo. Perfect. And now let's finish our new home. Start action. Very nice. You tuck the scrap into the shattered interior. It's hard to imagine this place as a home, but it can't be worse than a container. Very nice. Let's check out our new home. Also, I have to seal the unit. With all the materials, the unit now needs sealing section by section to be usable. It's a laborious task, but the outcome is worth it. Alright, yeah, getting a home is going to be pretty important. Let's use a 4 on this. The negative, the neutral. Use a 6 on it, I guess. Maybe it's worth it for us to get Endure. Because it would be nice to get... Yeah, let's get the Endure. Because then now, all of our skills have +1. So now we shouldn't get a negative. What? Oh, we have to do 1 to get the +1. Ugh. Oh, well. We need food. Traveling merchants. The oh, we can buy a ship mine fragment. Interesting. How long are they here for? There for 3 days. I forget how we got the ship mine fragment last time. I feel like that was just pure luck. Alright, so side rail bridge, not particularly interesting. That's just for making money. We're still sleeping in here for now. Traveling merchants would be maybe, I don't know, 60 is a lot of money for a ship mine fragment. Anything... Moving along here, it's not particularly something we gotta get through right now. We can run some errands for this guy. It's not a bad idea. Let's just do this because it'll get Fang's targets up and we'll get some food out of it. Very nice. Oh man, that doesn't give his thing up? You'll have to deliver to half the loan before you can get a proper fix on his... Interesting. Oh. This is for that. I think negative is just... It looks like it's just +4 cryo if it's negative, right? Let's try it, I guess, on a 1. Seems very unlikely to succeed. We lose energy. And we don't get it. Okay, that was not the right move. Alright, let's see. Rabia's office, still waiting on there. Hack Harden's network, we're still doing that. Can watch. Probably should have gone and watched Lem. Oh well. Let's do this. So we can't lose any more energy this time. Makeshift apartment. And I guess we go back to our old apartment for now. And we rest. Ooh, interesting. Perk sunbathe. Oh, okay. Yeah, that actually is not bad. That's not bad at all to get. Alright, well... Maybe we should have sunbathed. We'll figure it out. It feels like I just don't know how long this game is. That's the weird part. I don't know if we're at the end or at the beginning, but... Alright, let's close this cycle. Very good. Very, very good. I think we got to all the stuff we wanted to get to, right? Yep, so... Alright, we got a full dice roll. A ton of different things for us to take on, and we're looking pretty good. We actually have all the base skills kind of filled down. We have all these nice little perks. But I think that's going to wrap up another episode of Citizen Sleeper. I think this is the 5th episode. We're really getting through this. What a cool game. Just really feels like you're reading a choose your own adventure. I just love the way it makes me feel. But with that, as always, if you enjoyed today's content, liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing, interacting with the video, I appreciate and helps a great deal. Thanks for watching as always, y'all. I'll catch you next time for some more Citizen Sleeper.